Hey everyone! You don't need lifting shoes. Okay, so when I say lifting shoes, I'm generally talking about two different types. Deadlift shoes and squat shoes. Firstly, what's the difference? A deadlifting shoe is what it's supposed to be anyway. A perfectly flat shoe with minimal amount of padding in the sole. It is effectively a second skin wrapped around the foot. In technical terms, it's a shoe with zero drop and minimal stack height. Squat shoes, on the other hand, have a very high heel and generally have a very firm sole. The drop on these shoes is anywhere from 1 centimeter to 2.5 centimeters. So, what's the purpose of either of these shoes? Well, let's go see what Adidas have to say on their website. Okay, here it is. Get a load of this. If you are lifting on a regular basis, then shoes made for weightlifting are essential. Powerlifters will get stronger when they can lift and swing more. The seriously stable Adidas squat shoes have a lightweight lifting-specific design to support your training program. Here's 3 ways our shoes are engineered for your power. Ground up energy. Unlike running shoes that are built with cushion to absorb impact, look for a powerlifting shoe to support all the force your body can produce. The flat outsole design of Adidas weightlifting shoes help generate more force from the ground up to pull the bar higher. Then you can drive out your squat with more force from the floor, pushing this energy through your body and into that bar. Our strong but lightweight DPU midsoles are perfect for foothold control. Well, you can see a pattern in these. Raised heel for motion and posture. Test it out and squat deeper when the range of motion around the ankle is increased with a raised heel in your shoes for weightlifting. Squat shoes with a raised heel help support improved posture when you sit into your squat more upright. Define new goals for yourself when you try out our weightlifting shoes with wide platform heel support to help your form. Baseline support. Men's and women's weightlifting shoes can help reduce the risk of injury by providing a consistent flat base to land on and push from, unlike the pads of your feet, which can slip or curve, making it easy to get hurt. Right, well, fantastic, that was very colourful. So, before I address any of that, let's have a look at what world champions use. Socks. 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 Socks.
She always goes through the same routine every single time, making sure her feet are exactly where she wants them.
Socks. So to explain what's going on there, you see, with the deadlift, what you need is absolute maximum stability and control from the ground up. And feet have muscles on the bottoms of them. And these muscles are specifically designed or evolved for stability and control. No shoe can match your natural stability and control with a conditioned foot. So the answer we can extract from all that is the best footwear for deadlifting is your own bare feet. And the main reasons why they're wearing socks is, 1, to protect the shins, because that bar rubbing very hard against the shins can cause them to bleed sometimes, which isn't very pleasant. The other main reason, of course, is for hygiene reasons. You don't want to be sharing foot bacteria and foot fungus around. It's not very nice, not very pleasant. So, anyway, moving on. Okay, let's check out the strongman squats. Now, the answer is going to be a little bit different, but let's check it out first. Okay, he's using squat shoes. These are squat shoes. Yep, he's using squat shoes too. Yep, they're probably squat shoes as well. Yeah, you can't see them very well, but those are squat shoes too. Okay, so far, not looking good for my argument. So, let's check out CrossFit. Yep, squat shoes. Squat shoes. Squat shoes. Squat shoes. This guy's not using squat shoes.
That's good for Noah Olsen, who we mentioned before about
Interesting.
James.
Well, we just witnessed the world's top athletes wearing squat shoes while doing squat lifts. So that may work against my argument, but I'm still telling you, you don't need squat shoes. Here's why. Let's take a look at the prices on squat shoes on Google Shopping. At a glance, it looks like they started around about 50 euros or so. But these aren't even squatting shoes. These are lifting shoes. A gimmick. Let's scroll down to the actual squatting shoes. Here we are. So these ones are around 180 euros, 130. Let's see, actual squatting shoes, please. Looking at now, nearly 100 euros, 120. Now we're seeing the actual squatting shoes. 130 euros, actual squatting shoes. Wow. That's a hefty bill. Now, that's not even my main argument, but it's a point I want to bring up first. Money being a barrier to training. In other words, people not training because they can't afford all the equipment. Straight up, you do not need to spend all that money on training shoes or lifting shoes or squat shoes, whatever. You can train in nothing, barefoot. You can train in casual sneakers. You can train in your joggers or running shoes, martial arts shoes, canvas sneakers, whatever. As long as you're training, you're doing your body good. So here's my main argument. The whole point of squat shoes is to lift your heels up off the ground and change the angle of the movement. It basically brings the weight a bit further forward. Your knees track a bit further over your toes, and it brings more of the quads into the exercise. It makes the angle of movement more straight up and down and recruits less of the back to maintain stability of the bar and that straight up and down movement. As for whether this is beneficial to you, totally depends on the individual. We are all built differently. We are all biomechanically different. Some find it advantageous to lift the heels slightly off the ground, recruiting more of the knees and the quads into the movement, whereas others prefer a perfectly flat surface, which puts a bit more pressure on the hips, a little less on the knees. As for what science has to say about it, let's look at a couple of studies. I'm blind. Here we are, PubMed, great place to be. Heel-raised foot posture does not affect trunk and lower extremity biomechanics during a barbell back squat in recreational weightlifters. Keyword there being recreational weightlifters, which is most people out there. Here's a slightly conflicting study. This one shows, have a look down here. This study indicates from a perspective of spinal safety, it appears advantageous for novice weight trainers to perform back squats with their heels slightly elevated, while regular weight trainers appear to realize only limited benefits performing back squats with either EH or WS, being weightlifting shoes or an incline board. So, with that conflicting science aside, here's my advice. Unless you are a professional or competitive powerlifter, strength athlete, weightlifter, crossfitter, whatever, you do not need specific lifting shoes or squat shoes. You can get by just fine with what you already have or nothing at all. If you're training for yourself, or you're a recreational weightlifter, then your only competition is with who you were last month. Pick your movements, your exercises, your exercise routines, and aim to improve on your performance through each month of consistent training and consistent effort. That right there is victory. Bye-bye. See you in the next video.